"Get your hands off that bag, old lady." The shout cracked through the pharmacy lobby so hard that conversation stopped mid-sentence. A bottle of cough syrup slipped from someone's hand near the checkout line. Gloria Bennett staggered backward as Officer Ryan Cole yanked the paper pharmacy bag from her chest hard enough to twist her shoulder sideways. Her cane scraped violently across the tile floor. "I paid for my medication," Gloria said quietly, trying to steady herself against the counter. "Then you will not mind proving it," Ryan snapped. Tall. Young. Perfect uniform. Polished badge catching the white fluorescent lights above the pharmacy lobby. His body cam blinked red against his chest while half the room instinctively turned toward him instead of the elderly black woman struggling to stay balanced. The automatic doors hissed open behind them as more customers walked in and instantly slowed down. Some stared. Some whispered. One teenager already had his phone halfway raised. Gloria tightened her grip on the old leather purse hanging from her arm. Worn edges. Faded stitching. The kind of bag people stopped respecting before they ever met the person carrying it. "Sir," the pharmacist Denise Walker tried carefully from behind the counter, "there may have been a misunderstanding with the register." Ryan cut her off without even looking at her. This woman refused to cooperate. Gloria's tired eyes lifted slowly toward the young officer. "I asked why you were touching my property. Because suspicious behavior gives me probable cause. Standing in line for heart medication is suspicious now." A few people looked uncomfortable after that. But nobody stepped forward. Ryan smiled the way people smiled when they knew the room already belonged to them. "You people always say the same thing once police get involved." Silence. Heavy now. Denise froze behind the counter. A man near the greeting cards lowered his eyes immediately. Gloria's fingers trembled slightly around the pharmacy receipt still folded inside her palm, but her voice stayed calm. "Officer, your body cam is recording." Ryan's smile faded for half a second. Tiny shift. Easy to miss. Then arrogance came rushing back stronger. "Good," he said loudly enough for the whole lobby to hear. "Then everybody can watch you resist." He grabbed Gloria's arm again. Harder this time. The pharmacy bag tore open between them. Orange prescription bottles scattered across the white tile floor and rolled beneath the waiting chairs. A woman gasped quietly near the blood pressure machine. Somebody started recording openly now. Gloria bent carefully with obvious pain in her knees, trying to reach one of the bottles before it rolled under a shoe. Ryan stepped in front of her instead. "Do not move. Those are my medications. You should have thought about that before causing a scene." Gloria slowly straightened again with dignity that did not match the humiliation happening around her. Her gray coat hung loosely from narrow shoulders. Silver strands curled softly around her temples beneath the pharmacy lights. She looked exhausted. Not dangerous. But Ryan kept performing for the crowd like the badge on his chest gave him ownership over the room. "Identification," he demanded. Gloria reached carefully into her purse. Ryan immediately grabbed her wrist. Slowly. Several people in line exchanged looks now. Denise tried again. "Officer, she comes here every month. Then she should know how to follow instructions." Gloria finally pulled out a small leather wallet with worn corners. An old photograph slipped halfway free before she caught it quickly and pushed it back inside. Ryan noticed the movement instantly. What was that? A family picture. "Let me see it." "No," the answer came calm. Direct. That irritated him more than fear would have. "You think you get special rules?" Ryan snatched the wallet from her hand before she could react. Gloria stumbled one step sideways. Her cane clattered loudly onto the tile. The teenager filming whispered, "Damn," under his breath. Ryan flipped through the wallet carelessly. Insurance card. Senior transit pass. Folded receipt. Then his eyes narrowed briefly at something tucked behind the photo sleeve. A dark blue card with a silver seal partly visible beneath the plastic. He started pulling it free, then stopped when dispatch crackled through his shoulder radio. Unit 12, status update. Ryan shoved the wallet shut immediately. Detaining suspect now. Suspect. The word spread through the lobby instantly. People stepped farther away from Gloria now, like humiliation itself might be contagious. Denise came around the counter holding one of the prescription bottles she had retrieved from the floor. Her name is Gloria Bennett, she said carefully. She is not a threat. Ryan looked directly at Gloria while answering Denise. Every problem starts with somebody people think is harmless. Then he reached for the handcuffs hanging at his belt. The entire pharmacy seemed to inhale at once. Gloria looked down at the metal cuffs quietly. Not shocked. Not angry. Just tired in a way that felt older than the room itself. Officer, she said softly, do not do this. Too late. You still have time to think. Ryan leaned closer. And you still have time to cooperate. The body cam light blinked steadily between them. Red. Watching everything. A little girl near the checkout whispered to her mother, why is he being mean to Grandma? The mother pulled her closer without answering. Ryan grabbed Gloria's wrist and turned her toward the exit. Prescription bottles remained scattered across the floor behind them like evidence nobody wanted to touch. You are under detainment pending investigation. For what? Denise asked. Ryan opened the pharmacy doors with force. Cold downtown air rushed inside. Disorderly conduct. Gloria nearly lost her footing as he dragged her toward the sidewalk outside. Phones followed. Eyes followed. Nobody stopped him. Then something slipped from Gloria's wallet and fluttered onto the tile near the register. The old black and white photograph. Denise picked it up instinctively. Her expression changed immediately when she saw the young black police officer smiling beside Gloria in the picture. Same eyes. Same face. Same last name stitched beneath a graduation badge. And from outside the pharmacy, a police siren suddenly cut off as a black department SUV pulled hard against the curb. The pharmacy doors slammed shut behind Gloria Bennett while cold downtown wind swept across the sidewalk. Phones followed her like weapons. Not one person stepped forward to help. Officer Ryan Cole kept one hand tight around her arm as he dragged her toward the patrol car parked beside the curb. Move your feet, he snapped. Gloria tried to steady herself with her cane, but the rubber tip caught between cracks in the pavement. Pain flashed across her face for a moment before she buried it again beneath quiet dignity. I am walking, she said softly. Ryan leaned closer so only nearby people could hear him clearly. Then stop acting helpless. The words landed harder than the grip on her wrist. Around them, the crowd kept whispering. What did she do? Probably shoplifting. People do crazy things now. Gloria lowered her eyes briefly. Not from shame. From exhaustion. Denise Walker stood frozen inside the pharmacy doorway, still holding the black and white photograph she had picked up from the floor. Young Marcus Bennett smiling in police academy uniform beside his mother years earlier. Same eyes. Same smile. Denise looked from the photo to Gloria outside, confusion slowly replacing fear. Then the black department SUV parked hard against the curb. The engine shut off immediately. A tall man in a dark suit stepped out halfway before his phone rang sharply. He looked toward the pharmacy entrance, toward the crowd, toward Gloria being forced toward the squad car. Something in his expression tightened. But before he could move farther, another officer rushed over to him speaking quickly. The suited man stopped walking and looked back toward the station instead. Gloria never saw his face clearly. Ryan shoved open the back patrol door. Inside. Gloria paused only long enough to retrieve one orange prescription bottle rolling near the curb. Heart medication. Her fingers shook slightly while tightening the cap. Ryan noticed. You should have thought about your health before causing problems. Gloria looked up at him calmly. Young men who enjoy humiliating old women should not speak about health. Ryan's jaw tightened instantly. Get in the car. Across the street, a little girl still stood beside the pharmacy window staring at Gloria with worried eyes. The child pressed one small hand against the glass. Gloria managed the faintest smile back before Ryan pushed her head down toward the seat. The patrol door slammed shut. Silence wrapped around her for a moment inside the back seat. Only the soft crackle of police radio and the distant hum of traffic remained. Gloria leaned her head carefully against the cool window. Downtown lights blurred outside while her cuffed hands rested quietly in her lap beside the crushed pharmacy receipt Ryan had failed to notice still folded inside her sleeve. Small paper. Wrinkled edges. Proof nobody cared about anymore except her. Or maybe someone else. The siren stayed off while Ryan drove. That somehow felt worse. No emergency. No danger. Just humiliation made routine. Gloria watched strangers on sidewalks glance toward the patrol car and immediately assume guilt. How quickly did people stop seeing age, pain, or humanity once handcuffs appeared? Earlier that morning, her kitchen had smelled faintly like coffee and old cedar wood. Harold's medicine organizer sat open beside the sink while sunlight crossed the table slowly. Gloria had stood carefully buttoning her gray coat while looking at the framed Academy photograph near the refrigerator. Marcus at 23. Proud smile. Fresh badge. Her late husband beside him with one hand on his shoulder. Promise me something, Marcus had said years ago after becoming chief. If anybody ever gives you trouble, call me immediately. Gloria remembered smiling then. If your city only respects me because of you, then your city learned nothing. So she never called. Not when people followed her too closely in stores. Not when security guards questioned her in expensive neighborhoods. Not even now. The patrol car turned sharply toward the station. Ryan spoke into his radio casually. One detained female en route. Disorderly conduct. Female. Not grandmother. Not patient. Not citizen. Just paperwork already stripping away personhood. Gloria quietly reached into her coat pocket as far as the cuffs allowed and touched the corner of the folded photograph still hidden there. The second copy. Ryan had missed this one. Her thumb brushed across Marcus's face through the worn paper. Tiny comfort. Tiny secret. Up front, Ryan's phone buzzed through the patrol console. He glanced down briefly while driving. Denise Walker's name flashed across the screen from the pharmacy contact system. Ryan rejected the call immediately. Then another message appeared moments later from dispatch. Request confirmation on detainee identity. Ryan frowned. What now? He muttered under his breath. Gloria noticed the shift instantly. Tiny crack in confidence. Tiny hope. Have you ever been judged by people who never once asked who you really were? The station came into view ahead beneath harsh blue-white lights. Ryan parked hard near booking. Before opening the rear door, he turned toward Gloria one last time. Listen carefully. Once we walk inside, you stop talking about procedure. You stop correcting officers. And you stop acting like you belong anywhere near authority. Gloria slowly lifted tired eyes toward him. Authority without decency is only fear wearing a uniform. Ryan stared at her for a long second. Then he laughed coldly and opened the door. But inside the station lobby, a dispatcher was already standing beside the booking desk holding a printed alert sheet with Gloria Bennett's name highlighted in red. The booking room went quieter the second officer Ryan Cole walked Gloria Bennett through the station doors. Not respectful quiet. Judgment quiet. The kind people used when they already believed the uniform before hearing the story. Fluorescent lights reflected harshly across polished floors and glass partitions while dispatch radios crackled overhead. Gloria felt every pair of eyes land on her gray coat, her worn cane, her tired hands cuffed loosely in front of her. The young dispatcher standing near the desk still held the printed alert sheet with Gloria's name highlighted in red. She looked confused more than alarmed. "Officer Cole," she said carefully, "this flag came through from administrative routing." Ryan tossed Gloria's torn pharmacy bag onto the counter. "Probably medical priority or senior assistance." "Ignore it." The dispatcher hesitated. "It says direct review recommended." Ryan smirked coldly. "For a shoplifting complaint?" He leaned closer across the desk. "Trust me. She is not special." Gloria quietly lowered herself into a hard plastic chair near booking while officers passed by pretending not to stare. One rookie slowed slightly when he noticed the bruised redness around her wrist. "Does she need medical?" "No," Ryan cut him off immediately. "She needs consequences." The rookie went silent. Across the room, a television mounted near dispatch already showed blurry footage from the pharmacy recorded on somebody's phone. The headline scrolling underneath read, "Elderly woman detained after disturbance." No context. No mention of the receipt. No mention of the medication rolling across the floor. Just another quick public judgment ready for people to consume before dinner. Gloria watched the screen without expression. She had seen this before. Different faces. Same assumptions. Denise Walker hurried through the station doors moments later, clutching the old black and white photograph tightly against her chest. She looked nervous immediately under the weight of uniforms and badge clips surrounding her. Ryan noticed her first. "You again." Denise swallowed. "Officer, there was no theft. Her prescription was paid in full." Ryan shrugged casually. "Tell that to the report." "But it is not true." Ryan stepped closer. "You want to testify against an officer based on confusion during a crowded scene?" Denise looked toward Gloria. Tiny hesitation. Tiny fear. Gloria gave the smallest shake of her head. Calm. Protective even now. Ryan caught it instantly and smiled slightly. "Exactly." Denise's confidence weakened under the room's silence. Nobody backed her up. Not the officers. Not dispatch. Not the people secretly watching the video replay on television. Power had already shaped the narrative. Gloria finally spoke softly. "Denise, go home." Denise frowned. "Mrs. Bennett, please." The pharmacist looked heartbroken for a second before slowly placing the photograph beside Gloria's purse on the booking counter. Ryan glanced down briefly at the picture again. Young black officer in academy uniform beside Gloria. Same last name visible under the graduation plaque. Bennett. Ryan's eyes narrowed slightly. "Your husband?" Gloria looked directly at him. "No," she said nothing more. That bothered him more than a full explanation would have. The dispatcher typed Gloria's information slowly into the system. Then paused. "That is strange." Ryan turned sharply. "What?" "Her emergency contact field is locked." "So?" "Only internal executive family records get administrative locks." The room shifted slightly after that. Tiny movement. Tiny silence. The rookie officer looked toward Gloria again, differently this time. Ryan immediately stepped forward and slapped the desk lightly with his palm. "Computer error." The dispatcher looked uncertain. "Maybe." Ryan lowered his voice, colder now. "Process the detainment." Gloria quietly rubbed the edge of the crushed pharmacy receipt hidden inside her sleeve. Small object. Small proof. Still there. One officer passing nearby suddenly stopped when Gloria adjusted her cuffed hands slightly. "You know police restraint positioning?" Gloria answered calmly. I know unnecessary force when I feel it. The officer went quiet immediately. Another clue. Another strange detail that did not fit the helpless old woman narrative Ryan wanted. But before anyone could think too deeply about it, Ryan grabbed the booking paperwork and announced loudly enough for the room to hear, "Disorderly conduct. Resisting instruction. Aggressive behavior toward law enforcement." Gloria slowly lifted tired eyes toward him. "You know none of that happened." Ryan smiled without warmth. "People believe reports." Silence settled again. Have you ever noticed how quickly society trusts authority when the person being accused looks powerless? The station doors opened once more. Cold air drifted inside. The same man from the black SUV entered the lobby carrying a leather portfolio now. Tall. Controlled. Expensive dark suit. Several officers immediately straightened when they saw him. Ryan noticed too. "Captain from downtown," the rookie whispered. The man stopped near dispatch while scanning the room carefully. His eyes landed on Gloria for one brief second. Something unreadable crossed his face. Then the dispatcher beside him quietly turned her monitor toward him. The locked administrative file on Gloria Bennett glowed red across the screen. The suited man's expression changed instantly. Ryan saw it happen. And for the first time since the pharmacy, he looked uncertain. The suited man kept staring at the red administrative lock on the dispatcher's monitor longer than anyone expected. The station lobby had gone strangely quiet around him. Officer Ryan Cole noticed it immediately and stepped forward fast enough to reclaim control before questions started spreading. "Sir, this detainment is already being processed." The man did not look away from the screen. "Who authorized force?" Ryan straightened slightly. "Standard protocol." Gloria Bennett slowly lifted tired eyes from the plastic booking chair. Tiny reaction. Tiny recognition. But she said nothing. The suited man finally turned toward her. His expression shifted almost invisibly when he noticed the bruising around her wrist restraints. "Ma'am," he asked carefully, "did the officer explain the reason for detainment?" Ryan answered before Gloria could speak. "Aggressive behavior. Refusal to comply." Gloria looked directly at the suited man. Calm voice. "I asked for his badge number." Silence. Sharp now. A rookie officer near the coffee machine frowned slightly after hearing that. The dispatcher quietly clicked through Gloria's locked file again. "Access restricted. Executive review only." Ryan caught the screen movement instantly. "Stop opening that." "I am verifying identity," the dispatcher answered nervously. "You verified enough already." Gloria rested both cuffed hands quietly over her cane while studying Ryan's body cam clipped to his chest. Red light still blinking. "Recording everything." "Officer Cole," she said softly, "department policy requires verbal confirmation before physical escalation against elderly civilians." Ryan laughed immediately. Loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. "You memorized police handbook sections now?" Gloria tilted her head slightly. Section 14B. The rookie officer looked up sharply. The dispatcher stopped typing. Even the suited man narrowed his eyes slightly after that answer. Ryan noticed the reactions and smiled colder. People learn all kinds of things online. Gloria said nothing more. But the suited man glanced once toward Ryan's body cam, then toward Gloria again. New suspicion entering the room quietly. Denise Walker still lingered near the station doors clutching the old photograph against her chest. She gathered enough courage to step forward again. "Sir," she told the suited man carefully, "the receipt was valid. I checked it myself." Ryan immediately cut her off. "You already admitted confusion at the scene." "No," Denise answered shakily. "I said the lobby was crowded." Ryan stepped closer. "You want your employer answering questions about interfering with police activity?" Denise froze instantly. Fear returned to her face. Gloria watched the exchange silently. Then she spoke one sentence without raising her voice. Witness intimidation is also against department policy. Another silence. Another wrong detail coming from someone Ryan desperately wanted everyone to see as powerless. The rookie officer finally asked quietly, "How does she know all this?" Ryan snapped toward him immediately. "Because some people spend their whole lives looking for reasons to hate cops." Gloria's expression changed for the first time. Not anger. Sadness. "No," she said softly. "Some people spend their whole lives hoping officers remember what the badge is for." The suited man looked at her longer after that. Like he was trying to remember where he had heard that tone before. Nearby, the dispatcher reopened the administrative lock screen one final time before Ryan could stop her. This time a partial line appeared beneath the restricted field for less than 2 seconds. Bennett, Mar, Ryan slammed his hand down on the keyboard hard enough to close the system window instantly. Enough. The room jumped slightly. You do not get to rummage through confidential records because somebody plays innocent grandmother. Gloria quietly adjusted the sleeve covering the crushed pharmacy receipt still hidden against her wrist. Tiny movement. Tiny clue still alive. The suited man noticed it. Was property logged correctly? Ryan answered immediately. Everything relevant was secured. Then where is the evidence inventory form? Ryan hesitated. Small. Dangerous. Still processing. Without chain confirmation. Ryan forced a laugh. Sir, this is not homicide. No, Gloria answered quietly. It is dignity. Nobody spoke after that. Even Denise looked stunned by the weight of the sentence. Outside the station windows, more people had started gathering after seeing the pharmacy video online. Some held phones toward the glass doors. Others whispered while staring inside. Public pressure was growing now. Ryan felt it too. That made him more aggressive. Take her to secondary booking, he ordered suddenly. The rookie hesitated. Sir. Now. Gloria slowly stood using her cane while the cuffs clinked softly against the metal handle. The suited man watched closely as she steadied herself without assistance. Ma'am, he said carefully, have we met before? Gloria looked directly at him for one long second. Not officially. The answer landed strangely. Familiar somehow. Before the suited man could ask another question, dispatch radio crackled loudly overhead. Supervisor requested immediate review of Unit 12 bodycam footage. Ryan's face changed instantly. Just for a second. But everyone saw it. The entire booking area stiffened after dispatch mentioned the bodycam review. Officer Ryan Cole reacted before anyone else could speak. That footage is department property, he said sharply. Nobody reviews active files without supervisor authorization. The suited man near dispatch answered calmly, the request came from a supervisor. Ryan's jaw tightened immediately. Gloria Bennett watched him quietly from the booking chair while fluorescent lights reflected across the silver cuffs around her wrists. Small details mattered now. Tiny cracks spreading beneath Ryan's confidence. He noticed it too. That made him meaner. Move her, Ryan ordered. Secondary holding. The rookie officer hesitated again. Sir, she is elderly. And disruptive. Gloria slowly rose with her cane, careful despite the pain in her knees. Her pharmacy receipt remained hidden against her sleeve. One surviving piece of proof nobody had confiscated yet. Denise Walker stepped forward suddenly. You cannot keep treating her like this. Ryan turned cold eyes toward her instantly. You still here? She paid for the medication. Then maybe you should explain why your register flagged irregular behavior. Denise blinked. It never did. Ryan smiled without warmth. Funny. That is not what my report says. Another lie dropped casually into the room. Another official sentence designed to overpower truth. A few officers nearby looked uncomfortable now, but nobody challenged him directly. Uniforms protected each other before they protected strangers. Gloria noticed the rookie officer glance again toward the bruising on her wrists. Tiny doubt growing. Tiny conscience fighting training. Ryan caught it instantly. You want to learn something? He asked loudly enough for nearby officers to hear. People like this survive by manipulating sympathy. Gloria answered softly before the rookie could react. No. People survive by enduring humiliation with dignity. Silence again. Sharp enough to cut through radio static. Ryan walked closer until he stood directly over her chair. You think quoting rules makes you important? Gloria met his stare calmly. No. I think officers forgetting them makes people dangerous. Denise lowered her eyes after hearing that. The suited man near dispatch slowly folded his arms. Watching now instead of interrupting. Studying everyone carefully. Ryan suddenly grabbed Gloria's purse from the booking counter. Inventory check. Gloria's expression changed slightly for the first time. Please handle that carefully. Ryan noticed immediately. Finally. Something matters to you. He dumped the contents roughly across the steel counter. Prescription receipts. Folded tissues. Reading glasses. Small medication organizer. An old church envelope holding grocery cash. The room watched silently while private dignity spilled into public view under bright station lights. Someone near dispatch quietly looked away. Then Ryan found the second photograph. The one Gloria had hidden inside her coat pocket earlier. He held it up carelessly between two fingers. Young Marcus Bennett smiling beside Gloria at Police Academy graduation. Ryan frowned slightly at the matching last name beneath the plaque. Another cop in the family? Gloria stayed silent. Ryan smirked again. Retired security guard. Give it back, Gloria said quietly. Why? Ryan tilted the photo toward nearby officers. Maybe this explains the fake expertise. The rookie officer looked closer at the academy photo and suddenly went still. Tiny recognition. Tiny spark. Before he could speak, Ryan snatched the picture away again. Does not matter. But it did matter. Everybody felt it now. The suited man stepped closer toward the counter. Officer Cole, he said evenly, evidence should not be handled outside logged review. Ryan immediately turned defensive. This is not evidence. Then why confiscate it? Another silence. Another dangerous question. Ryan slammed the photograph face down onto the counter. Because she resisted detainment. Gloria's tired eyes lifted slowly. You dragged me across concrete for asking questions. Ryan pointed directly at her. Careful. About truth. Ryan leaned closer. About making your situation worse. The rookie officer finally spoke carefully. Sir, the original body cam upload did not fully sync. Ryan's head snapped toward him. What? There is a gap in the footage queue. The dispatcher checked quickly. He is right. Ryan moved fast now. Too fast. He grabbed the keyboard himself and closed the upload screen before anyone else could see more. System error. Again, the suited man asked quietly. Ryan ignored him completely. Take her downstairs. Two officers approached reluctantly while Gloria tightened her fingers softly around the edge of the pharmacy receipt still hidden beneath her sleeve. One tiny piece of evidence left untouched. One tiny thread still connected to truth. As the officers guided her toward the hallway leading to secondary holding, Ryan's phone buzzed loudly in his pocket. He glanced down automatically. His face changed instantly. The message on screen was short. Internal review requested. Priority clearance, chief level. Ryan quickly locked the phone before anyone else could read it. But Gloria already had. Officer Ryan Cole locked his phone immediately after reading the chief-level review request, but the damage was already done. Gloria Bennett saw the shift in his face. The tiny crack beneath the arrogance. The two officers escorting her toward secondary holding slowed slightly when they noticed it too. "Keep moving," Ryan barked. The hallway outside booking felt colder than the lobby. Gray walls. Fluorescent buzz overhead. Security camera mounted above the holding corridor blinking steadily red. Gloria walked carefully with her cane while the cuffs clinked softly against the metal shaft. Behind them, the suited man stepped closer to dispatch. "Pull the original upload queue," he ordered quietly. The dispatcher hesitated. Officer Cole already closed the sync. "Open it again." Ryan turned immediately. "Sir, with respect, this detainment is under active officer review." "Exactly why I want the footage." Another silence spread through the station. Officers nearby pretended not to listen while listening to every word. Denise Walker still stood near the booking desk gripping the Academy photograph tightly. Her hands shook slightly now. "There is something else," she whispered suddenly. Ryan snapped toward her. "Go home." Denise swallowed hard and looked at Gloria. "When I picked up her wallet, there was a card behind the picture." Ryan's voice sharpened instantly. "What card?" Denise hesitated. "Fear-fighting conscience." "I only saw part of it." "Then you saw nothing." Gloria quietly closed her eyes for one brief second. Not panic. Calculation. Ryan stepped closer to Denise until she physically backed against the counter edge. "You are interfering with an investigation." "I am trying to tell the truth." "Truth?" Ryan laughed coldly. "You saw an old woman cry and suddenly forgot procedure." Gloria opened her eyes again slowly. "Procedure matters most when nobody powerful is watching." The suited man looked directly at her after that sentence. Long enough this time to unsettle even Ryan. Then dispatch suddenly beeped sharply across the room. "File restoration partial. Bodycam segment recovered." Every head turned toward the monitor at once. Tiny spike of hope. Tiny pulse of danger. The dispatcher clicked the restored segment before Ryan could stop her. Grainy footage filled the screen. Pharmacy lobby. Gloria standing calmly near the counter. Ryan grabbing her bag first. No aggression from Gloria. No resistance. Just confusion. Then the footage froze abruptly right before the moment Ryan dragged her outside. The room went completely silent. Even the rookie officer looked disturbed now. "That is not what the report says," he murmured. Ryan moved instantly and slammed the monitor dark. "Corrupted footage." "It looked clear to me," the suited man answered. Ryan pointed toward Gloria aggressively. "She manipulated the situation from the start." Gloria said quietly, "Truth does not corrupt itself." Ryan ignored her and grabbed the Academy photograph from the counter again. This time he flipped it over fully. Something slid partially loose from behind the photo sleeve. A dark navy identification card with silver trim. Only one corner visible before Ryan quickly covered it with his thumb. But not before the suited man saw the city seal embossed across the edge. So did the dispatcher. Tiny object. Massive shift. "What was that?" the dispatcher whispered. Ryan shoved the card back immediately. "Nothing relevant." Gloria's eyes lifted slowly toward him. "You should not touch property without logging it. You should stop pretending you understand department procedure." "You keep proving that I do." Another silence. Sharper now. Dangerous. If that hidden card means what it looks like, what exactly is Ryan trying so hard to hide? Denise suddenly stepped closer despite her fear. "I remember that seal," she whispered. "I saw it once during a community ceremony." Ryan turned toward her instantly. "Enough." He signaled toward the hallway guards. "Remove civilian witnesses from booking." The rookie hesitated again. "Sir, now." Pressure returned hard. Fast. The suited man folded his arms tighter while studying the hidden card still partially visible beneath Ryan's fingers. "Officer Cole," he said evenly, "submit all confiscated property for immediate inventory review." Ryan forced a smile that no longer looked confident. "After processing." "Now." For the first time, Ryan did not answer immediately. Gloria quietly adjusted her sleeve again while the crushed pharmacy receipt brushed softly against her wrist. Still there. Still hidden. Still alive. Then dispatch beeped again. Another restored bodycam segment available. The screen automatically flashed one frozen frame before anyone could stop it. Gloria being shoved sideways toward the pharmacy doors. Prescription bottles flying across the floor. And clearly visible in the corner of the frame. Ryan's hand already gripping her arm before any verbal warning was given. The rookie officer stared at the image. Denise covered her mouth softly. The suited man looked directly at Ryan. But Gloria looked only at the hidden Navy card still trapped beneath Ryan's thumb. Then she spoke one quiet sentence that made the entire booking room begin to fall silent. "That card was never supposed to leave my family." The booking room stayed silent after Gloria Bennett spoke about the Navy card. Nobody moved immediately. Even Officer Ryan Cole looked uncertain now, though he tried to bury it beneath irritation. He slid the card deeper beneath the Academy photograph and shoved both into the evidence folder. "Enough drama," he muttered. Gloria lowered her eyes quietly. But her fingers tightened slightly around the edge of her cane. That tiny reaction did not escape the suited man near dispatch. "What family?" he asked carefully. Gloria answered without looking up. "The kind that buried enough officers to stop worshipping uniforms." Another silence followed. Different this time. Heavier. Ryan scoffed loudly. "Now she is giving speeches." Gloria ignored him. Her tired eyes drifted toward the station memorial wall visible down the hallway. Framed photographs of fallen officers lined beneath dim gold lighting. One picture near the center made her pause for half a second too long. A younger officer standing beside a smiling black woman outside a graduation ceremony. Same soft eyes. Same posture. Same quiet dignity. The suited man noticed her reaction instantly. "You knew someone on that wall?" Gloria answered softly, "I know what those families carry home after ceremonies end." Ryan stepped between them immediately. "Secondary holding. Now." The rookie officer guided Gloria carefully toward the corridor while Denise Walker watched helplessly from booking. Before Gloria disappeared around the corner, Denise whispered nervously, "Mrs. Bennett, your picture." Gloria stopped briefly. "Keep it safe." For simple words. But the emotion behind them hit Denise harder than any shouting could have. Downstairs, the secondary holding hallway felt colder than the main station. Empty metal benches. Flickering fluorescent lights. Security cameras humming softly overhead. Gloria sat slowly on the edge of a bench while the rookie officer unlocked one cuff from the restraint chain attached to the wall. "You should ask for a lawyer," he said quietly. Gloria gave the faintest smile. "Young man. I have spent my life watching good people become frightened inside systems. I do not think you are dangerous. That already makes you different from some officers upstairs." The rookie hesitated before quietly setting Gloria's cane within reach instead of across the room. Small kindness. Small rebellion. Then he noticed the bruising spreading darker along her wrist. Did Officer Cole do that? Gloria gently covered the bruise with her sleeve. Pain is temporary. Character stays longer. Upstairs, Ryan paced near dispatch while the suited man reviewed partial bodycam recovery logs. Why was footage interrupted? The man asked calmly. Ryan crossed his arms. Signal interference happens. Convenient interference. Ryan leaned closer. Sir, with respect, she is manipulating everyone here. How? Old people know how to make officers hesitate. Denise suddenly spoke again from near the waiting chairs. No. Cruel officers make decent people hesitate. Ryan glared at her instantly. You want obstruction charges too? Denise flinched silent. But not before the suited man noticed the fear in her face. Tiny detail. Important detail. Downstairs, Gloria carefully opened a small church envelope hidden inside her coat pocket after the rookie stepped away. Grocery money. Prescription receipts. And a folded handwritten note yellowed by age. Her late husband's handwriting. Always protect the badge from the men who dishonor it. Gloria brushed her thumb gently across the faded ink while distant station noise echoed through the hallway. Her husband had believed policing could still mean service. Marcus had believed it too when he was young. That belief felt fragile now. Upstairs, dispatch suddenly received another automated sync from the partially restored bodycam archive. The rookie officer returning from downstairs froze when he saw the paused frame now visible on screen. Gloria on the pharmacy floor reaching for spilled medication. Ryan already gripping her arm aggressively before issuing commands. Then another detail appeared in the corner reflection of the pharmacy glass. The Navy card partially exposed inside Gloria's wallet. City seal visible. The suited man narrowed his eyes immediately. Pause that. Ryan moved too fast again. Corrupted angle. But the rookie stared harder at the frozen image. Wait, he whispered. I remember that card. Ryan turned sharply toward him. No, you do not. The rookie swallowed nervously. At the police unity ceremony last year, the chief carried one exactly like it. Silence crashed through the room. Ryan's expression hardened instantly. Dangerous now. Not confident. Dangerous. Downstairs, Gloria slowly folded her late husband's note and slipped it back inside the envelope just as the holding hallway speaker crackled overhead. Detainee Gloria Bennett to upstairs review immediately. The rookie looked uneasy. Gloria rose carefully with her cane. It is happening sooner than they expected, she said softly. What is? The rookie asked. Gloria looked toward the ceiling cameras for one long second. The moment people realize truth survives longer than fear. Then upstairs, Denise Walker suddenly gasped quietly while staring at the Academy photograph again. Her trembling fingers touched the nameplate beneath the smiling young officer. Marcus Bennett. Denise Walker's fingers trembled around the Academy photograph while the name beneath the smiling young officer stared back at her from the faded paper. Marcus Bennett. The rookie officer saw it too. His face drained slightly. Across the booking room, Officer Ryan Cole noticed both reactions instantly and moved fast before either of them could speak louder. Everybody back to work, he barked. This detainment is closed pending formal processing. His voice carried through the station lobby hard enough to reclaim the room. Uniform authority. Sharp tone. People obeyed automatically. The suited man near dispatch kept watching Gloria Bennett carefully, but Ryan stepped between them again. Sir, unless you are internal affairs, this is operational territory. I never said I was investigating, the man answered calmly. Then stop interfering. Gloria was escorted back upstairs from secondary holding while more officers gathered near booking after hearing rumors about the bodycam footage. Phones quietly disappeared into pockets when supervisors walked past. Conversations died instantly whenever Ryan looked their direction. Power was winning again. Gloria entered the lobby slowly with her cane while every eye tracked her movement now. Not sympathy. Suspicion mixed with curiosity. Worse somehow. Ryan pointed toward the processing desk. Sit her there. Gloria lowered herself carefully into the hard chair beneath the mounted station television. The pharmacy footage still looped silently on local news. Cropped angles. No audio. Only the moment Gloria stumbling sideways near the pharmacy exit while Ryan appeared to restrain her. Public narrative already rewritten. See. Ryan said loudly enough for nearby officers and civilians to hear. Everybody online already knows what happened. Gloria looked at the screen quietly. People know what they are shown. Ryan smirked. Same thing. Denise finally found the courage to step forward again. The footage is incomplete. Ryan turned immediately. You still trying to protect her? I am trying to protect the truth. Ryan laughed coldly. Truth does not come from frightened cashiers and confused old women. The room tightened after that. Several officers looked uncomfortable now, but nobody openly challenged him. Even the rookie stayed silent. Ryan sensed the hesitation spreading and pressed harder. She resisted commands. She interfered with officer procedure. She escalated the encounter. Gloria calmly lifted tired eyes toward him. You grabbed me before identifying probable cause. Another silence hit the room. Tiny clue. Exact terminology again. The suited man folded his arms tighter. You keep using procedure language. Ryan cut in immediately. Because she memorized it somewhere. Gloria answered softly, no. Because somebody once taught me what decent officers are supposed to sound like. That line landed harder than shouting would have. For a second, even Ryan struggled to answer immediately. Then dispatch beeped again. Bodycam restoration 72% complete. Tiny hope. Tiny threat. The rookie officer glanced automatically toward the monitor. Ryan saw him. Do not touch that system. Sir, protocol says restored footage must be archived. I know protocol. Gloria quietly replied, not very well. A few officers exchanged looks after that. Ryan's face hardened instantly. You think this station belongs to you? Gloria rested both hands gently over her cane. No. I think stations belong to the public. Sharp silence. Again. Outside the station lobby windows, a small crowd had formed after the pharmacy video spread online. Some filmed through the glass. Others whispered while staring at Gloria inside. Public pressure everywhere now. Ryan noticed it and leaned fully into authority. For safety reasons, he announced loudly, the detainee will remain under supervision until further review. False confidence filled his voice again. Nobody leaves until I clear it. The suited man finally stepped closer. On whose authority? Ryan answered immediately. Mine. Tiny mistake. Tiny arrogance too visible. The dispatcher looked nervous now. Officer Cole, the restored upload keeps flagging restricted metadata. Ryan snapped toward her. Delete the temporary queue. I cannot. It is already mirrored to supervisor review. The room shifted again. Small movement. Small crack. Denise quietly slipped the Academy photograph beneath her folder while nobody watched. Protecting it now instead of surrendering it. Micro-hope surviving in silence. But Ryan saw enough movement to grow dangerous again. Hand me the photograph. Denise froze. Why? Evidence control. Gloria's eyes moved slowly toward Denise for one brief second. Calm. Steady. Almost protective. Denise understood immediately and tightened her grip slightly instead of releasing it. Ryan noticed. Do not make this harder. The suited man looked between them carefully now. Thinking. Measuring. Then the restored bodycam monitor flickered unexpectedly behind dispatch. One frozen frame appeared before anyone could stop it. Gloria standing beside the pharmacy counter. Ryan's arm already extended aggressively toward her purse. And reflected in the pharmacy glass behind them. The Navy City Seal card fully visible for the first time beside the Academy photograph. The suited man stepped closer to the monitor slowly. His expression changed. "Pause that image," he said quietly. Ryan moved instantly toward the screen. But before he reached it, the suited man whispered one stunned sentence almost entirely to himself. "Why does she have the chief's family clearance card?" The suited man's question cracked through the booking room like glass. "Why does she have the chief's family clearance card?" Everyone turned toward the frozen monitor. The reflection in the pharmacy glass showed it clearly enough now. Navy card. Silver City Seal. Gloria Bennett's wallet opened beside the Academy photograph. Officer Ryan Cole moved fast, stepping in front of the screen as if his body could block what everyone had already seen. "That image is distorted." His voice was louder than before. "Too loud. Reflections lie." The dispatcher looked nervous. The restoration software enhanced it automatically. "Then unenhance it." "That is not how evidence works," the suited man said. Ryan spun toward him. "And you are not in charge of this station." Gloria sat quietly in the processing chair, cane resting between her knees, wrists still marked from the cuffs. The room was watching her differently now. Not with respect yet. With confusion. With suspicion. With the first painful question power never once asked. What if the person being humiliated matters more than the uniform doing it? Ryan felt that shift and attacked it immediately. Enough. He grabbed a fresh detainment form and slapped it down on the counter. "We are completing this now." The paper slid across the metal desk toward Gloria. Disorderly conduct. Refusal to comply. Interference with officer procedure. Clean words for ugly actions. "Sign it," Ryan ordered. Gloria looked down at the form. Her eyes moved slowly over every false sentence. "I will not sign a lie." Ryan leaned closer. "Then you stay here until someone with sense stops listening to fairy tales about hidden cards." Denise Walker stepped forward. "Officer, please." She was not resisting. Ryan pointed at her without looking away from Gloria. "One more word and you are obstructing." Denise froze. The Academy photograph trembled in her hand. The rookie officer glanced toward it, then toward the monitor, then toward Gloria. Tiny hope. Small courage gathering. "Sir," he said carefully, "maybe we should wait for the full bodycam file." Ryan turned on him instantly. "You want to question my arrest in front of witnesses?" The rookie's face tightened. He looked at the other officers. Nobody backed him. Not one. His courage folded under the weight of the room. Ryan smiled, sensing victory return. "That is what I thought." He reached for Gloria's hand and pushed the pen toward her fingers. "Sign." Gloria did not move. "Officer Cole," she said softly, "when someone refuses to sign a false statement, that is not defiance. It is non-compliance. It is conscience." The words sat between them like a candle in a locked room. Ryan's jaw flexed. "You are done talking." He turned toward the officers by the door. "Remove her from public booking. No more audience." The crowd outside the station windows kept filming through the glass. Inside, officers looked away as Gloria slowly rose with her cane. Ryan wanted her hidden now. Away from screens. Away from witnesses. Away from the card, the photo, the restored footage. He grabbed the evidence folder from the counter himself. The Academy photograph was still partly visible beneath his thumb. The Navy family card tucked behind it. Denise saw it and took one desperate step forward. That belongs to her. Ryan snapped, it belongs to evidence. You never logged it. The suited man's voice was quiet, but it stopped the room. Ryan froze for a fraction of a second. Then he recovered. I was about to. After hiding it? After securing it? Gloria looked at Ryan with tired eyes. You keep changing the word for taking what is not yours. A few officers shifted uncomfortably. Ryan's face flushed. Get her out. Two officers guided Gloria toward the side corridor. Her cane tapped once. Twice. 3 times against the tile. Each sound felt final. The dispatcher glanced at her screen again. Bodycam restoration 89% complete. A warning icon flashed beneath it. Unlogged evidence detected in frame. Ryan saw it and lunged toward the monitor. Turn that off. The dispatcher hesitated. I need authorization. I am authorizing it. You are in the footage. Silence hit the room hard. Ryan stared at her. The dispatcher looked terrified immediately, but she did not take the words back. The suited man stepped closer to the counter and reached for the evidence folder in Ryan's hand. Give it to me. Ryan pulled it back. No, Officer Cole. No, the denial came sharp. Childish. Exposed. Gloria stopped at the hallway entrance and turned slowly. Her voice was quiet, almost gentle. A good officer would want the truth seen. Ryan snapped, I am a good officer. Nobody answered. That was the cruelest response of all. Then the main station doors opened. Cold air pushed through the lobby. The crowd outside fell silent first. Then the officers near the entrance straightened. A deep voice cut across the room with one word. Stop. Ryan turned toward the doorway, still clutching the evidence folder. The suited man looked up. Denise stopped breathing. Gloria closed her eyes for half a second, as if she recognized the voice before she saw the face. And at the same moment, the bodycam monitor flashed to full brightness behind dispatch, freezing on a perfect frame, Ryan's hand dragging Gloria toward the pharmacy doors while the Navy family clearance card lay exposed on the floor between them. The entire station froze around the glowing bodycam screen. Officer Ryan Cole still held the evidence folder tightly against his chest, but his confidence no longer filled the room the same way. It cracked now. Tiny fractures spreading under pressure. The man standing in the doorway stepped fully inside. Tall. Gray-haired. Dark overcoat still damp from the rain outside. Every officer near the entrance straightened instinctively. Nobody announced his name, but the silence around him carried authority heavier than shouting ever could. Gloria Bennett lowered her eyes for one brief second. Not fear. Recognition. Ryan forced a laugh that sounded wrong even to himself. Sir, this situation is already under control. The older man looked at the monitor first, not Ryan. The frozen frame still burned across dispatch screens. Gloria on the pharmacy floor. Ryan pulling her arm. The Navy family clearance card near his boot. Then his eyes moved slowly to Gloria herself. Ma'am, he said quietly, are you injured? Ryan immediately stepped between them. She resisted detainment. Gloria answered before the older man could. I asked why I was being searched. Silence spread wider. Officers who had avoided eye contact earlier now looked directly at Ryan for the first time. The rookie officer swallowed hard beside dispatch. Denise Walker clutched the academy photograph tighter. The suited man from earlier finally spoke again. The evidence chain was interrupted. Ryan snapped toward him. That is speculation. No, the suited man replied calmly. That is policy. Another crack. Another shift. Dispatch suddenly beeped again. Bodycam file restored, audio available. Several heads turned instantly toward the monitor. Ryan moved first. Do not play it. The dispatcher hesitated. Supervisor review protocol says, I gave you a direct order. His voice rose sharply enough to make nearby civilians outside the glass jump slightly. Gloria watched him quietly. Truth should not frighten an officer that much. Ryan pointed toward her immediately. You manipulated this whole situation. By buying cough medicine. By pretending to be harmless. The words landed badly. Even worse than he realized. The older man's expression changed almost invisibly after hearing that. One of the officers near holding lowered his phone slowly. Another stopped pretending to sort paperwork. The room was changing now. Not fully. But enough to scare power. Ryan saw it happening and tried to seize control harder. Everybody stepped back. This woman is under active investigation. For what? The suited man asked. Ryan opened his mouth. Nothing came out immediately. Small pause. Dangerous pause. Interference, he finally said. Resisting. Any weapons? No threats. No violence. Ryan's jaw tightened. That is not the point. Gloria's cane tapped softly against the tile once. Then what is the point? Nobody answered her. Outside the station windows, more people had gathered now. Some still recording. Some only watching silently. The crowd no longer looked entertained. They looked uncertain. If you were standing in that station, who would you believe now? The officer with the loudest badge, or the elderly woman who never once raised her voice? Denise slowly stepped forward and placed the academy photograph onto the processing desk. This was in her wallet. Ryan immediately reached for it again. The older man stopped him with one sentence. Do not touch it. The room went still. Ryan's hand hovered in the air awkwardly before retreating. The older man picked up the faded photograph carefully. Young academy cadets smiling in old Navy uniforms. One face circled lightly in blue ink years ago. Marcus Bennett. The older man stared at it longer than expected. Interesting, he murmured. Ryan forced another brittle laugh. Old photographs do not prove anything. Gloria looked at the picture quietly. No, she said softly. But memories usually do. The rookie officer suddenly stepped toward dispatch. Sir, there is more. Everyone turned. The restored footage timeline now showed a highlighted marker labeled prior contact match detected. Ryan's face drained completely for the first time. That system glitches all the time. Not on identity matches, the dispatcher whispered. Tiny hope burst through the room again. Then Ryan slammed his palm against the desk hard enough to make Denise flinch. Turn it off. The older man's voice cut through instantly. Nobody touches that screen. Sharp silence followed. Even Ryan stopped moving. If you think Officer Cole still believes he can hide the truth, wait until the next thing that screen reveals. The dispatcher clicked the highlighted marker slowly. A second window opened beside the bodycam frame. Archive Department Recognition Records. Commendation Ceremony. 15 years earlier. A younger Marcus Bennett standing beside a smiling elderly woman holding flowers. Same eyes. Same silver cross necklace Gloria wore now beneath her coat. Several officers stared openly now. One civilian outside lowered his phone completely. Ryan's breathing changed. Faster. Less controlled. Coincidences happen, he muttered weakly. Gloria looked toward him with exhausted dignity. Not this many. The older man stepped closer to the monitor while the room held its breath around him. His eyes locked onto the archived image. Then onto Gloria. Then onto the Navy family clearance card still glowing on screen beside her fallen purse. He reached slowly into his coat pocket and removed a police credential wallet. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. And just before he opened it, he said quietly enough to freeze the entire station, "Before any of you say another word, watch this." The older man opened the leather credential wallet slowly enough for every officer in the station to see the gold insignia before they read the words beneath it. Chief Marcus Bennett. City Police Department. The room stopped breathing. Phones lowered one by one. Even the crowd outside the station windows went silent when officers near the entrance instinctively stepped aside for him. Officer Ryan Cole stared at the badge as if his mind refused to process it. "Chief," the word barely came out. Marcus Bennett did not answer him immediately. His eyes stayed on the frozen bodycam frame behind dispatch. Gloria on the pharmacy floor. Ryan's hand gripping her arm. The Navy family clearance card beside her purse. Then Marcus looked at Gloria herself. His voice softened in a way nobody in that station had ever heard before. "Mama, are you all right?" Complete silence. Denise covered her mouth instantly. The rookie officer looked physically sick. One civilian outside whispered, "Oh God." Gloria Bennett gave the smallest nod. "I have been better." Ryan stumbled backward half a step. "Chief, I did not know," Marcus cut him off sharply. "You did not ask. First reveal. Hard. Precise. Public." The dispatcher slowly clicked play on the restored bodycam footage. Audio filled the station speakers immediately. Ryan's own voice echoed through the room from earlier that afternoon. "You people always cause trouble." Gloria's calm response followed. "Officer, I asked for help reaching my medicine." Then came the sound nobody could defend. Ryan grabbing her before identifying himself properly. No probable cause stated. No threat present. No resistance before force. Procedure violations unfolding in clean audio now. Every officer in the room heard it. Every civilian outside heard it through the station speakers. Ryan shook his head desperately. "The footage is out of context." "Then give us the context," Marcus said coldly. Ryan opened his mouth. Nothing came. Marcus stepped toward the monitor and pointed directly at the frame where the Navy family card lay visible on the pharmacy floor. Second question. Why was my mother's family clearance credential removed from evidence intake? Another silence. Worse this time. Ryan looked toward the evidence folder still trapped in his own hands. Tiny details finally connecting across the room. Denise spoke quietly through trembling breath. He tried to take it before logging it. The suited man added immediately, and he interrupted evidence chain procedure. Marcus turned slowly toward Ryan. "Did you tamper with evidence?" "No." "Did you log the card?" Ryan hesitated. Fatal hesitation. "I was going to." "That means no." The rookie officer finally stepped forward fully. Courage returning now that truth had a voice stronger than fear. "Chief." Officer Cole also ordered dispatch to suppress restored footage. Ryan snapped instantly. "You do not understand what was happening." Gloria looked at him quietly. "You understood enough to hide it." Another blow. Another silence. Marcus picked up the faded academy photograph from the desk carefully. Young cadet smiling under bright ceremony lights 15 years earlier. Marcus Bennett circled in blue ink by Gloria's own hand. "She came to every graduation," Marcus said softly. "Every promotion. Every funeral." He looked directly at Ryan now. "And today my mother got dragged across concrete because you saw an elderly black woman and decided she belonged beneath your respect." The crowd outside the glass stopped filming completely now. Nobody laughed anymore. Nobody whispered. Ryan's face had gone pale gray beneath the fluorescent lights. "Chief, I swear I did not know she was your mother." Marcus answered immediately. "That is exactly the problem. Third reveal. Final reveal. Not just identity. Moral failure." The room felt it instantly. Gloria still stood with quiet dignity despite the bruises forming along her wrist. She never raised her voice once. Never begged. Never threatened. Marcus moved beside her instead of above her. "You should never have needed my name to be treated like a human being." Gloria touched his sleeve gently. "Then make sure the next person does not." Emotional spike hit every corner of the station. Denise began crying quietly behind the processing desk. One older officer removed his cap slowly in shame. Ryan tried one final defense. "Chief, the pharmacy reported suspicious behavior." The dispatcher interrupted before Marcus could. "No, they did not." Everyone turned. She swallowed hard but continued. "The caller only said an elderly woman needed assistance." Ryan's eyes widened. Marcus stared at him with cold disbelief now. "So you lied before making contact?" Ryan could not answer. The evidence folder slipped slightly in his shaking hands. The Navy family card slid free and landed face up on the counter beside the Academy photograph. Two objects. Same truth. Same woman. Same dignity ignored until power forced people to see it. Marcus looked toward internal affairs officers now entering through the station doors. "Take the evidence." Ryan finally understood what was happening. Real consequence. Real collapse. He looked desperately toward Gloria instead. "Ma'am." Gloria met his eyes calmly. "You saw me clearly enough when you dragged me." Nobody in the room could look away from him after that. Then Marcus asked the final question that shattered whatever remained of Ryan's authority. "Officer Cole, how many people without family clearance cards have you treated this way?" The question hung over the station like a storm cloud nobody could escape. "How many people without family clearance cards have you treated this way?" Officer Ryan Cole stood frozen beneath the fluorescent lights, every eye in the room fixed on him now instead of Gloria Bennett. His badge suddenly looked smaller. Weaker. Internal affairs officers stepped fully into booking while the restored bodycam footage still looped silently on dispatch monitors behind them. Ryan tried once more to hold on to authority. "Chief, I made a judgment call." Marcus Bennett answered immediately. "No. You made assumptions." One internal affairs investigator reached toward Ryan calmly. "Officer Cole, surrender your badge." Silence. Deep silence. Ryan looked around the room desperately as if somebody might defend him. Nobody moved. Not the officers who laughed earlier. Not the civilians near the glass. Not even the rookie officer who had once backed away in fear. Ryan slowly unclipped the badge from his chest. The tiny metallic sound it made hitting the evidence tray felt louder than shouting. Emotional spike. Public consequence. Real. Denise Walker lowered her eyes as tears rolled down her face quietly. The dispatcher stopped pretending to work and simply watched. Gloria remained standing with her cane beside Marcus, shoulders tired but unbroken. Ryan swallowed hard. "I did not know who she was." Marcus stepped closer. "And if she was just another elderly black woman alone in a pharmacy?" Ryan could not answer. The internal affairs investigator opened the evidence folder carefully on the processing desk. Inside sat everything Ryan tried to control. The Navy family clearance card. The Academy photograph. The unsigned false report. The bodycam transcript. Piece by piece, the story rebuilt itself publicly now. Officer Cole failed to announce probable cause, the investigator read calmly. He used physical force before verbal de-escalation. He attempted evidence suppression. He interrupted restoration protocol. Every sentence stripped something else away from Ryan's authority. One older officer near the hallway removed his own cap quietly in shame. Outside the station windows, several civilians stopped recording altogether. One woman whispered, "That could have been my mother." Marcus looked toward dispatch. "Flag this footage for departmental review and public oversight." "Yes, Chief." Gloria finally spoke again, softly but clearly. "Do not only review him." The room turned toward her immediately. She tightened her grip on the cane slightly. "Review the system that taught him elderly people deserve suspicion before dignity." Nobody interrupted her. Nobody dared. The rookie officer stepped forward carefully. "Ma'am. I should have spoken sooner." Gloria looked at him gently. "Then speak sooner next time." Another emotional shift rolled through the room. Not revenge. Responsibility. Ryan tried one final defense. "Weak now. Hollow. I was under pressure. Dispatch calls pile up. You cannot hesitate in this job." Marcus answered coldly, "Compassion is not hesitation." The words landed harder than any punishment. Internal Affairs collected Ryan's duty belt next. Radio. Body cam. Badge. Every object that once gave him public power now placed into evidence bags under station lights while civilians watched through the glass. Status reversal in full view. The dispatcher quietly corrected Gloria's intake file on screen. Detained subject changed to wrongful detainment incident. Then another line appeared beneath it, citizen cleared of all allegations. Denise saw the update first and covered her mouth again. Gloria stared at the screen silently. Her name finally restored correctly. No criminal tags. No false accusations. Just Gloria Bennett. Marcus's voice softened as he turned toward his mother. "Mama, you should never have stood here alone." Gloria gave the faintest smile. "I was not alone. Some people were simply afraid to stand beside me." The rookie officer lowered his head after hearing that. The suited man from earlier finally introduced himself quietly. "City Oversight Commission." He nodded respectfully toward Gloria. "Ma'am, your statement will trigger mandatory procedural review across 3 precincts." Ryan looked up sharply at that. Real consequence expanding outward now. Not just punishment. Change. Gloria did not smile at his fear. She only looked tired. Human. Then maybe somebody else's mother will get home safely. Emotional silence spread again. The Internal Affairs investigator escorted Ryan toward the side hallway. No cuffs. No humiliation theater. Just stripped authority and lowered eyes. As he passed Gloria, he stopped briefly. "I am sorry." Gloria looked at him for a long moment before answering. "Be different next time you wear a uniform." Ryan could not even meet her eyes after that. The station felt different once he disappeared down the hall. Lighter somehow. Marcus reached into the evidence tray and carefully picked up the Academy photograph. He placed it back into Gloria's hands beside the Navy family clearance card. Objects returned. Dignity returned. Around them, officers stood quieter now. More careful. One young black mother outside the glass held her little boy's hand tighter while watching Gloria with something close to hope. Marcus looked toward his mother again. "Come upstairs with me." Gloria hesitated slightly, staring at the station lobby where she had been dragged only hours earlier. The same room. Same lights. But not the same silence anymore. Then the rookie officer stepped forward and quietly opened the secure hallway door for her himself. The rookie officer held the secure hallway door open with both hands, almost like he understood the gesture mattered more than words. Gloria Bennett paused beside him for a moment. The station that had watched her dragged across a pharmacy floor now watched her walk upright through its center with quiet dignity. Nobody laughed anymore. Nobody whispered. Officers lowered their eyes respectfully as she passed. Marcus Bennett stayed beside his mother, not in front of her. Not protecting her image. Honoring it. Upstairs, the conference room windows overlooked the city streets glowing under early morning rain. The same city that almost erased her with suspicion now waited silently outside while policy reports, disciplinary notices, and review files spread across the long oak table. Gloria looked at them without satisfaction. Only exhaustion. Marcus removed his chief's jacket slowly and draped it across the back of her chair. You should rest. Gloria gave him a small smile. You still sound like a little boy when you worry. For the first time all night, Marcus smiled back. Tiny. Human. Denise Walker entered carefully a few minutes later carrying a paper pharmacy bag and Gloria's repaired eyeglasses. I thought you might still need these. Gloria accepted the glasses gently. Thank you for staying. Denise looked ashamed suddenly. I almost stayed quiet. Gloria touched her hand softly. Almost matters less than finally speaking. Emotional payoff settled quietly across the room. Downstairs, officers had already begun removing outdated detainment forms from intake procedure binders. Dispatch protocols changed in real time. Mandatory de-escalation review. Elderly civilian response training. Bodycam autolock enforcement. System consequence becoming system correction. The rookie officer stood outside the conference room awkwardly before Marcus waved him inside. Sir. I wanted to apologize again. Gloria studied him carefully. Young face. Nervous hands. Still learning what power could become. What is your name? Ethan Morales. Officer Morales, Gloria said gently, never let fear decide who deserves dignity. Ethan swallowed hard and nodded once. That lesson landed deeper than punishment ever could. Marcus slid the academy photograph across the table toward his mother then. The faded edges looked softer now beneath the morning light. Young Marcus in uniform smiling beside Gloria years ago. The same photograph Ryan Cole tried to hide. The same proof nobody respected until authority confirmed it. Gloria traced the corner lightly with her thumb. You kept every promise your father hoped for. Marcus looked down quietly. Not every one. Gloria lifted her eyes toward him. You walked back into that station tonight as a son before a chief. That matters. Outside the conference room glass, officers moved differently now. Slower. More careful with civilians entering intake. One elderly Hispanic man approached the desk downstairs carrying expired paperwork and shaking hands. Nobody rushed him. Nobody grabbed him. Ethan personally walked out to help him sit down. Gloria noticed immediately. Small change. Real change. Marcus turned toward the oversight representative reviewing files nearby. Effective immediately, I want civilian dignity protocol training expanded department-wide. The man nodded. We will attach the policy revision to the Bennett review case. Gloria frowned softly. Do not name it after me. Marcus looked surprised. Why not? Gloria rested the academy photograph beside her family clearance card carefully. Evidence transformed into memory now. Name it after what people deserve. Not after what happened to me. Another silence filled the room. Warm this time. Respectful. Denise quietly wiped tears again. Before leaving, Gloria stopped near the booking floor one last time. The same hard chair still sat beneath the television where she had been accused hours earlier. Same fluorescent lights. Same walls. Different atmosphere. Civilians waiting near intake looked up when she passed. One little black girl holding her grandmother's hand stared at Gloria nervously. Gloria smiled first. Gentle. Calm. The child smiled back instantly. Good morning, Gloria said. Good morning, ma'am, the girl answered proudly. Ethan opened the front station doors for Gloria himself this time. No force. No shouting. Just respect. Outside, rain had stopped. Early sunlight reflected across wet pavement while the crowd from earlier slowly dispersed in thoughtful silence. Marcus walked beside his mother down the station steps, but Gloria still carried her own cane and her own dignity without leaning on anyone. In one hand she held the Academy photograph. In the other, the Navy family clearance card nobody would ever mistake for evidence again. Behind her, officers stood straighter. Ahead of her, the city moved differently by one small measure. And as Gloria Bennett stepped away from the station where she had once been dragged in shame, every person watching understood something the uniform alone could never teach: dignity does not come from power, titles, age, money, or badges. It comes from how human beings choose to see each other when nobody important is watching.